Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I will begin by exploring what exactly my channel is about and basically why you should watch it. So, I am Khalid Lubega, and my main goal here is to try and become an excellent artist because I want to illustrate the books I've been writing over the past couple of years. I've been writing these books, but the publishing process has been more of a challenge than writing the books themselves. And so I realized that what I need to do is publish these books on my own, in my own way. And I find the best way to tell a story is through art, such as graphic novels, manga, comics, those kind of things. I always find myself the most inspired by them, so I've always wanted to be able to draw my own story. But in order to do that, there's a lot of steps I need to accomplish to make that dream come true. And so I'm going to start by introducing my goal to reach the level of art I want to achieve, which I call K.L Art. So I began by creating my YouTube channel, and I call it K.L Art. And between January 1st, 2023 and December 31st, 2024, I plan to become a KL artist. KL stands for knowledgeable and loyal. KL art should demonstrate my knowledge as an artist of the human form, natural world, inanimate objects, and every functional art technique. Functional techniques are those that serve a vital purpose, such as shading and foreshortening to create depth. Loyal means that the art should loyally portray what I want it to. If I draw a foot, it should be a damn fine foot and not look like a leaf or anything else. And so I have a panel from Vagabond, which demonstrates KL art. That's what I want to draw one day. So, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty high mountain to climb, but I'll get there one day. I just had to take care of the baby in my house, also known as my cat. So, as I make this channel, probably my cat's going to be bothering me like he does when I try to draw art, but whatever, just ignore that. Anyway, I'll edit that out if I have the motivation. So here's my art right now. Currently I produce SH Art, which stands for Shitty Horrible Art. I've provided an example as of December 30th, 2022. Even when I use the lazy sketch technique, which makes your art look much better even if you lack skill, my art still looked shitty, but I will grow far beyond this point. So basically the lazy sketch technique is just going over your art with just, you can probably just see it from how it looks. You just keep on sketching the same thing over and over again, and it's like a rough sketch. But you don't really learn much from doing that. I've been doing that for many years, and you just don't improve. So I actually want to do it the correct way. So my plan is to go from SH Art to M Art, mid art, in 6 months. From there, I plan to reach SM Art, Super Mid Art, after another 6 months, ending 2023 on a positive note. After another 6 months, I plan to reach the status of C Art, Cool Art, before reaching KL Art at the end of these 2 years. However, I'll need to gain a mastery of several art techniques before then, and I will outline which techniques I'll master by month. The first step is to solely draw faces from the front or 0-degree view. I provide an example from One Punch Man of Fubuki, I believe that's her name. Just when a character is staring straight at the camera is essentially what the 0-degree or front view is, and I see it as the most essential step towards learning how to draw faces, which I see as the most important thing to know how to draw. If you can draw an amazing body let's say it's like a bodybuilder with a six pack, like someone from One Punch Man, but then all you can draw is a crooked smiley face on top with eyes that are like bugs or something. Like, you're not gonna get anywhere with that. You have to know how to draw the face first, and it's more impressive anyway. Anyway, that's my opinions on it, so that's why I'm gonna do the face first. Second step is the 3D view of a character's head, and the manga World's End Harem provides plenty of high quality examples of this view, as you can see on the panels on the right. I actually love this view. It's just perfect. Like, and most of the time when I read manga, this is what people use, a 3D view. It just gives that kind of 3D aspect of a character's head. So it really works. Then I like there's a side view, which is much more simple, but it still requires knowledge of proportions. But after doing the first two steps, I don't think it'll be that difficult. We'll have to see. But I see it as important for climactic scenes or expressing certain moods. So I'll learn that in a month. That's what I plan to do. So all of the head views will be learned in 3 months. And after 3 months of practicing drawing the human head in its most relevant perspectives, I'll begin with the inclined heads, as we can see in the examples on the right, where we have heads that are looking up and heads that are looking down. And that can really show a lot of emotion, and I think these panels help show that. So I'll spend 2 months on that. I don't expect it to be that difficult, but it's going to be part of my drawing process, so I got to learn it all, basically. So after mastering inclined faces, I'll spend the next 2 months mastering every facial expression. So specifically anger, fear, sadness, and happiness. Those four emotions are the most integral for telling a story. And we got plenty of examples, partly from Parallel Paradise, which it's an interesting story, is one thing I could say. But it's not as good as World's End Harem, so I don't like it very much. Anyway, the sixth step is the body. So I'd spend the next 4 months learning to draw the human body, beginning with the front view, switching to the 3D perspective in the second month, learning the side view in the third month, and finishing it with the back view, and drawing the body from above or below. So kind of like the bird's eye view versus looking up. Looking up at a character can make the character seem more intimidating. Looking down at them can make them seem more shy or embarrassed. Things like that. So it's important to learn all those. And so this would take a whole 4 months because I would want to be very specific in learning all of everything to do with the body from every angle. It's very important to fully understand that. So that's why I take 4 months. The second year would be spent. I'd start the first 3 months. Well, 2 months actually, because I've done the math. Okay, whatever. Second year of my journey will start by learning to draw my characters walking, sitting, and squatting. These are the very basic basics for more dynamic motion, and I'll cover them from every perspective, front, side, 3D. This step will take 3 months. Squatting is especially important because it's an essential part of jumping, and it's a more difficult skill to master because it compresses your character's body. So when your character squats, the body it's the same body, but it's different because you're compressing it into a different shape, and that helps to learn how to draw a character in different poses. That's my gist. That's what I get from it, and I'm still learning, and I'm very much of a noob at this, but I think I have a pretty decent understanding of tactical learning of art on what learning these different things is supposed to do. Anyway, dynamic motions. So that for the next 2 months, I will learn to draw my characters running and jumping from every angle. Jumping in particular is very important for action scenes. After that, I'll learn to illustrate clothes for the running and jumping drawings for the next month. So drawing clothing will be the 9th step, and I will be 4 months into the second year of my journey at this point. and I will spend 1 month adding clothing to my characters. And clothing, it's not the easiest because of the folds. Without the folds, it's not that hard, but the folds are what gives it more depth. And so that's why I plan to learn the base autonomy without, not autonomy, anatomy without clothes first. And we got an example from Haitu Gensu no Grimgar, which was a very high quality anime that was cancelled, unfortunately. The 10th step is maximum action poses. And so I want to have poses where it shows my characters punching, kicking, or swinging a sword as hard as they can. We got an example from Fire Punch and Kingdom, both great manga. The final 4 months will be spent mastering shading, drawing backgrounds, such as trees, buildings, houses, and water. Water is especially important because of the way it refracts light, and it requires a heavy knowledge of shading to convey accurately. I'll continue to practice dynamic poses as well, incorporating a wider variety that includes vital techniques such as foreshortening, so that by the end of the year I'll be fully ready to begin my webcomic. And here we have a panel from Vagabond, which just shows just how beautiful water can look if you actually know how to draw it, and it can show so much mood in a single shot. So it is kind of like the peak of mastery of art when you can actually draw water. And beyond that, I'd continue to learn more art techniques. These 2 years give me the basics I'd need to start drawing my webcomic. But after that, the learning of art never stops. You can always get better. So I'd want to start learning how to color. I don't plan for my webcomic to be in color, but I'd like to have covers for my books. So eventually I'd want to be able to illustrate colored covers for my books. And I spent a month learning how to do that. And I'd spend 2 months afterward mastering elemental effects such as water, fire, and electricity for the magical attacks in my story. I'd spend like a week or so on rocks because those are important even though they're just very simple. They're a very important part of backgrounds. And after that, I'll just continue to learn and grow in my art, and everything's going to be GG, basically. And here's like a picture from a music album, Alstro Maria Records. It's like the Tuhu remix. Very great music, high quality. For some reason, it seems like Japanese music's just the best. I mean, I like some of the old 80s music and stuff, but like the current Western American European music or whatever, I just find it lackluster in comparison to this Japanese music. So, and I love the background here. It just shows all the characters like overlaid on top of each other. Basically, it's just so dynamic with that. And I want to one day be able to draw that for myself. So this is basically the summary video of what my channel is going to be about. I'm going to be posting art as I continue to grow and progress with my skills. And it's going to be fun, it's going to be irritating, and it's going to be a great journey. And for those who start watching at this point, you're going to be in for learning alongside me, because I'll be starting off as the scrub, and you'll know the difference when I am finally able to draw things that look amazing. It'll be quite an amazing character arc, like a manga or something. So thanks for watching, and I hope to catch you next time.